Good afternoon, people. So it's 12:15 on the 9th of January. It's snowing outside. However, we're still gonna do a video. This video, it's my bulk update. So the bulk diaries. This is week 9 to week 15. So the past 6-7 weeks. Yeah, I was meant to do one every 4 weeks, but things happen. I couldn't do it, so we are doing it now. Okay. In this video, I'm gonna go over the changes that happened. From the end of week 8 until week 15, which was last week. Okay, I'm not gonna do last time just because my trim is expired. You know what I'm saying? So I do it this way, simple, but you're gonna get loads of value. So you get to know what I'm doing on my bulk, and what's it called? You can apply this on your own bulk as well if you're currently bulking. Okay, so just as a recap, okay. So I am training 4 times a week. So if we go here on the training plan, so I've got a push, pull, legs, delts and arm session. Okay, 4 days a week. Cardio wise, I am doing 20 minutes of cardio 4 times a week. So this is post workouts. I train 4 times a week. And I'm doing 20 minutes. Not all the time. I do it after training because sometimes training takes a little bit long. But a game of for 80 minutes of cardio in the week, every single week, and once a week on the Wednesday I do 1 hour of pad work, MMA. Sometimes I do a class as well and spar with other guys. Yeah, so we ended week 8 here, went in at 166 pounds.2, and then in the past 6-7 weeks I'm currently, this was this morning, but we're going to talk about last week, which is 171.4, which is about 5 pounds gained in the space of about 6 weeks, which is a decent rate. It's still going to be somewhat fast at the moment, but it's slowly like coming down, mainly because at the start I was really lean, so my body was really receptive to water and carbs. I was gaining weight a little bit quick, which is normal when you're lean. Now slowly slowing down because my body has, it's full of carbs, it's full of water, so it's gonna slow down now. So overall, since the end of the cut, which was 159.8, I'm currently, let's say, take today's weigh-in, 172.8, which is 13 pounds in about 16-ish weeks, which is pretty solid. Okay, so we ended here, and my calories were just under 3.6 on training days and just under 2.8 on rest days. Okay, so the week after, what we did, we kept everything the same, but because my weight was staying pretty stable, so I had a 166.4 weigh-in, so just 0.2 over. What I did, asked my coach if I could have enough plan. I did have enough plan, and that put my weight to 167.4. Okay. So what we did the next week, I had the option of an off plan again. I just didn't do it just because I didn't feel like it. But for some reason, weight went up to 169.2. Didn't have no off plan, no snacking or nothing, but weight still went up. Sometimes this happens, yeah. Like this week, these few weeks weight was going up steadily. This week here wasn't going up as fast. That's why I had the off plan, and this week just went up by itself more than normal. Okay. Around this time, I was feeling a little bit beat up from training because I didn't have any kind of rest, like hard rest, since the week of the shoot, which was end of September. I trained hard twice. I didn't train hard twice, and then I was still doing my cardio, so it was half a deload then. So we took a deload here, and on the deload, what we did, I followed my training split exactly. However, I was leaving reps in reserve, dropped the weight by a little bit, no drop sets, and what else? Cardio was still on. Okay, this helped a little bit, but not a lot, and I will talk about it later as well. All right, so even if it did have a deload, right, we still put a little bit of food up just to help me recover a little bit more, and I was still training, so there wasn't the risk of me just getting extra body fat. Okay, finished the deload, got back into deload, onto training. The week after, again a slight bump up in food again, especially on the rest day, and tiny bit on the training day. Weight from 168.4 went up to 170.6, about literally a kilo gain, 2.2 pounds. Great, that was working well, so there wasn't any need to change anything else. Kept everything the same, and from that week weight went up again, but it was a tiny increase, 1.2 pounds. Obviously we did have a couple of heavier weigh-ins as well, but kind of got back down again. This week I started what's called nifedipine. So nifedipine is it's a medication, drug, that helps lower blood pressure. Now my blood pressure is not too high, however I'm taking it because I get something called chilblains on my hands. So this is chilblains. I get it on my hands and on my toes. It's pretty disgusting, and my hands swell up in the winter, and it's pretty painful. So chilblains helps kind of improve blood flow so that my fingers don't swell up and stuff like that, so I can still do what I've got to do, right? So because weight didn't go up by too much, what we did, we put food up again. Actually, I'll show you my meal plan as well. So we put food up again. Had a, what's it called, Subway here, enough plan, mainly because weight was going up, but I felt like I had enough plan, right? So I had it. I'm bulking up. The weight wasn't too much, wasn't going up too much, so I was allowed to have it. Weight went up to 173, which has been my highest so far in this current bulk. And what happened then, because the deload, as I said, didn't really help too much because I was mashed up. So I haven't taken a whole week of training in 2 years or more. And when you're consistently training, even if you have deloads, your body takes a toll, okay? Your body needs that rest. A lot of people do get ill, every 6 months, every few months, so they're forced to take a week off, and that helps them recover. I rarely get ill. Last time I got seriously ill was in May 2024, and I took 5 days off, not even 7 days. So had a conversation with my sleep coach and actually my physique coach, and they both agreed, you know what, if you are feeling mashed up, let's take a whole week of training. So no weightlifting, no cardio, even the steps, I'll actually show you, pretty low here, and no cardio as well. So what we did for that week, because my food had gone up on my my food had gone up on train days and rest days as well, but because I was not training, what I did, I just stuck to my rest day. And because I was training so hard, like in previously, my body was just craving for my food, and the food that I had, my body just soaked it up, and I didn't gain anything in terms of like body fat, and I didn't look smaller. My first day back in the gym was yesterday, and I had a great session. I actually came back and I was stronger. This is what happens. This is why I always preach hard, heavy training, because if you train hard, you can eat more food, and it's great to eat more food. It's lovely, and you're gonna be strong as well. And so I was feeling like shit. Plus, I started tracking my sleep. Okay, so the whole of December, I would say, right, my sleep wasn't the best, in terms of quality, especially. The first 3-4 hours of the night were okay, but when I would wake up after those first 3-4 hours of the night, I would wake up in sweats, like night sweats, and it was cold. I sleep butt naked, but I was waking up in sweats, and I was having nightmares pretty much every night. Really bad nightmares. That's basically a sign that my nervous system was still in a fight or flight state. I wasn't able to like fully relax. A lot of it was due to training, because I wasn't really having any kind of stresses in my personal life or anything like that. So I started tracking my sleep. This was the first day of tracking. So these 2 days are still trained, okay? So see here, 6 hours and 41 minutes of sleep. Sleep score 77. So this means that out of, let's say I was in bed for 10 hours, right? I only slept 77% of the time. So I don't remember how many hours I was in bed, but I slept 6 hours and 41 minutes. Quality wasn't great. And then here I kind of knew, okay, I need to take some time off. But I thought, you know what, I can still push this week. So what I did, this week here, I just focused on sleeping as much as possible. So if you see the next day I slept 10 hours just because my body needed it. So went to bed, didn't have an alarm, just slept as much as possible. 91 sleep score. I trained this day, but when I trained, motivation was not there. I didn't want to be in the gym, I didn't want to train. And when you experience something like that, especially if you're someone who loves training like myself, that tells, okay, you need some time off. So this was my last weight session. This day here, I had pad work, so I did it. And from the Thursday first until Tuesday, 6th of January, I did not train at all. Try to sleep as much as possible. And these were my stats. Not a lot of sleep, but like your body is really good at regulating itself, and sometimes you don't need a lot of sleep. I had one day, I think was Tuesday, I'm pretty sure it was Tuesday, where I only slept 6 hours and 48 minutes, but slept throughout the whole night, did not wake up once. Usually I wake up once or twice. So this helped, and plus another thing that was telling me I need some time off was HRV, heart rate variability. So is the fluctuation of time between your heartbeats. So this means the higher it is, the better, like the more you're recovered. So mine was in the 30s and 40s, which for someone with my kind of experience, someone who trains hard, someone who can recover pretty fast, this is really low. I need to be at least in the 60s. So this was my rate, heart rate variability, which is really low. And it was really up and down, really up and down. Even this week that I was meant to get back to training wasn't high. However, I was feeling great again, especially from Tuesday onwards. I wanted to get back into the gym. My itch to train was there. Sleep was getting better. I wasn't high with nightmares. Quality of sleep was good as well. And today, this morning, 61 heart rate variability, which is much better. It's like a 50% increase from the 40 here, which is good. So sometimes you need that time off. Does everyone need this? I wouldn't say so, because most people don't really train hard. It's just, yeah, most people don't train hard, so don't need it. But if you're someone who follows me on Insta, you know how hard I train. You've seen how hard I train when I'm doing those hack squats or dumbbell press, whatever that is. And imagine doing that every single week for years. Okay, years, and like 2 years plus, doing that every single week. It's probably been more than 2 years that took a whole week off. So yeah, that's why I needed it. Let's talk actually about diet right now, and I'll show you my training plan as well. So this is my current diet. Has gone up a bit. So low means it's my rest day, and high is my training day. So I'll talk about my high day. So rice flour in the morning, almond butter, whey protein. This is my first meal of the day, and then I have my pre-workout because I train after 2 meals. So we've got, I actually use cream of rice here, whey isolate, frozen blueberries, 6 rice cakes, 30 grams of almond butter, 40 grams of jam, 150 grams of banana. So 1,000 calories before training, almost 200 grams of carbs. Then I train. As I train, I have strong carb max. So this is like intra-workout carbs and a little bit of honey in my water. Once I finish, this is my post-workout, so 80 grams of carbs. So I have a shake with whey protein in there, honey, banana, and then 6 rice cakes with it. And then when I get back home, I have this meal here, which is 250 grams of rice, 225 grams of chicken, and 100 grams of mixed veggies. Sometimes I do have potato, which is 450 grams of raw potato and chicken and veggies. Meal after that, a couple hours later, I have my evening meal, which is jasmine rice or potato, beef mince, 150 grams, mixed veggies, and then last meal of the day, Greek yogurt, frozen blueberries, dark chocolate, and honey. Sometimes, if I don't want to have this meal, I had biscuits in my plan, but I don't have them anymore just because I was snacking a lot. I can have a protein bar and just have the protein bar earlier and move this meal towards the end. Okay, this is my training day. I've got other options here which I don't really use now. Eggs with bagels and banana, and then granola, which I don't really have anymore. Love day is really similar to that. So the breakfast is again rice flour, whey protein, frozen blueberries, dark chocolate, and then the other meals are pretty similar. Just the amounts are changed because I'm not training. I don't have my pre-workout meal. So this meal is 500 calories, right? My pre-workout meal is 1100. So that's the main difference. So I'm 3.4k here and 3.891. I don't know why it says 3.891 for some reason, but that difference is made because I don't have my pre-workout meal. So I don't have those rice cakes with jam, almond butter, and the cream of rice. And then evening meal, similar. I just have a little bit more rice. Then I have this snack and the pre-bed meal. I usually have these two meals together because this is pretty small, 200 calories. This is nothing major, just under 600, so I'll just have them together. That is my meal plan and my workout plan. So it's changed a little bit in terms of days. So I do legs on a Monday. This is my leg day. So scissor calf raise, hamstring curls, leg extensions, leg press, hack squats, hip thrust. Instead of walking lunges now, I do reverse lunges, mainly because when I train a foundry, there's not a lot of space to do walking lunges. So I do like on the spot, but not one leg at a time, alternating legs, reverse lunges, and two sets actually of adductors. And then the day after is pull day. So by the way, abs I do them on separate days, the days I do cardio. So the session doesn't take me too long. So we've got single arm pull downs, barbell rows, upright, what's it called? Plate olive rows, so sitting down on the machine and row here. Single arm dumbbell rows, wide grip pull downs, reverse pec deck, standing hammer curls with the rope, and then we have seated dumbbell curls. So if you see the exercises I do, they're pretty simple exercises. I'm not doing anything that's like too optimal or like fancy. Like as long as you train hard, you eat well, you recover, you will build muscle. Yeah. And then push day on the Thursday, we have dumbbell press, incline plate loaded press, pec deck, standing cable flies, decline flies, dumbbell standing lateral raises, raw push downs, and single arm push downs. And then on the Saturday we've got delts and arms. We start off with seated lateral raises, then a shoulder press. Usually I've been doing the machine, it's a little bit easier to set up because with the Smith machine or like free weights, you have to keep adjusting the bench so that it's straight, right? So it's in line basically in the middle. That just takes too long. Front raises with the rope on the cable. So I do this basically, grab the rope here, single arm, bent over on the rope. So this is for the rear delts basically. So it is a delt barbell row. So similar to this here. So it's like a little bit of upright motion to get the rear delts. Close grip bench press. This is going to start from this week actually because it's a new one. V-bar extensions. I don't do them actually here standing, not seated. It's a little bit easier to set up. Then we got barbell curls with a big 20 kg bar, dumbbell curls, seated bicep curls with the machine, and standing rope curls. Pretty simple stuff, yeah. And this is my supplement plan. So creatine, I don't really use. This is a pre-workout, so it's a stem pre-workout, so I don't really use it. Only use Pump Page. And then we have Strom Hydromax. This is another supplement to improve my pump, improve my hydration, because I don't sit well with it too much. I only have half a scoop, which is 5 to 6 grams as I'm training, not before. EAAs, glutamine, vitamin C, vitamin D, multivitamin, omega-3s, magnesium. I know there was turkesterone here as well, and Tongat Ali. I don't know where it's gone. They were here. So turkesterone and Tongat Ali on top of this. Physique. I'll show you this as well. So this was my physique 4 days ago, 4th of January. So this is me in the morning, fully relaxed. What's it called? No pump, no nothing, yeah? And this was after 4 days of no training, by the way, yeah? So we're still looking pretty solid. So if we compare it to my shoe day, okay, let's go down here. It's not gonna do that. 14th of September. This was okay, yeah, the day before the shoot. This was, yeah. We're about 13-ish pounds up. Abs are still visible, but as you can tell, much bigger. Shoulders are rounder, like there's the roundness. Legs have gotten bigger. I'm still lean, but as you can see, much fuller. So this is how you bulk up properly. If you want to see me with a pump, so this was me yesterday with a pump on. Can I zoom in into this? No, it doesn't zoom, but yeah, this was me yesterday with a pump on after push day. Yeah, for some reason it kind of just glitched there, but this was yesterday with a pump on. So pretty solid. Abs still there, visible, just looking much bigger. This is how you bulk up properly, guys, yeah. And in terms of like diet and stuff, you've seen no crazy foods. These are foods that sit well with me digestion wise, training wise, nothing that's too crazy. Supplements, you've seen the supplements that I have. Especially when it comes to like putting food up, yeah, what you want to do is have the same foods, but increase the amount slowly. That's it. Like my protein stays relatively similar, it's just my carbs that go up. So I'm having 500 grams of carbs on my rest day. So the days that I'm not lifting weights, I'm having 500 grams of carbs. So this week that took off, I was having half a kilo of carbs every single day. And on the Monday, so this a few days ago, I had pizza as well. So my carbs went up probably close to the 550, 600 grams. And this is on the training days. That's it, man. You have the same foods, just increase them slowly as your weight goes up. What's going to happen now is, because I'm gaining a little bit of body fat, we don't want to push my food up by too much. Mainly because, again, I don't want to get fat. So we're going to see how my weight moves. If my weight is going up to between the 1 to 2 pounds per week, it's great. You don't need to put food up. If my strength in the gym is getting better, so if I'm getting stronger in the gym, we're gonna keep the same food, because if I'm getting stronger, I'm probably building some muscle as well if I'm looking better in the mirror too. This is the sweet spot in terms of body fat. So when I did my photo shoot, I was around that 10, 11, 12% body fat. Right now I'm touching the 14, 15% body fat, and it's key that I stay here. I don't want to get closer to that 20, 22, 25%, because the more body fat you gain, the harder it's going to be to build muscle. So the sweet spot to build muscle is between that 12 to like 16, maybe 18% body fat. So you want to stay there. And in terms of surplus as well, if you have a bigger surplus, yes, you will put more weight on, but the amount of muscle that you gain in a 200 calorie surplus compared to a 500 calorie surplus is the same. The only thing that changes is with the 500 calories surplus, you will gain weight quicker, you may get stronger quicker because there's more of you, but the extra weight that you gain is body fat. So it's better if you just do things a little bit slower with a 200 calorie surplus, because the amount of muscle you gain is the same. You might not be lifting bigger weights as quickly, but when you go and cut down, it's going to be much easier. This is the mistake that most guys make. They make this big surplus of 500 calories, 1,000 calories sometimes. They get really big, they get really strong, they love it, they think they've got loads of muscle, and then when they start their cut, they realize, okay, this cut is going to take a lot of time. Whereas, because in my first bulk we did things slowly, in this bulk we're doing things slowly, this is not going to take a lot of time. Like, I'll show you my first from a forced bulk this what's it called, this year to for the shoe prep. So that was me. Let me show here. So if you go down here, I started my cut this year. So this was me last week of the bulk, and I got to September to this condition. This only took 3 months, by the way. End of June, end of September. This only took 3 months. Yes, I've got body fat here, but didn't let myself go to a point where I was too fat. I wasn't. This is probably around the 20-22%, the max you want to be. I didn't let myself go to a 25% or 30%. In good lighting, I still had some more visible abs here. But a lot of guys get to a point where they're just fat. They're just fat, and it takes them ages to cut down. So that is it. We are weighing 172 pounds right now. Next update, I'll show you. But no big changes. Do what works and just do it better. So food was working well. When weight stays the same, we put food up. Training is pretty much the same. We change every few exercises every now and then, just because sometimes you get bored of them. And that's pretty much it. Any questions about this, drop them in the comments, drop it on Instagram, and I'll catch you in the next one.